Hello again, this is Eric Young from Sweetbriar Nature Center. I've been reading many of the stories that I wrote in the past about nature. This story was inspired by my visits to the national parks out west, especially Yosemite and Glacier National Park. And it was also inspired by a bird I saw in Wyoming for the first time in my life, soaring way above the sky, and that was a golden eagle. I saw it in Wyoming at Devil's Tower. I could hardly tell what it was, but through my binoculars I was able to figure it out. But anyway, here's the story of a golden eagle and a hanging valley. And of course, the name of the story is Hanging Valley by yours truly. It was breathtaking. It was a wide U-shaped valley with slopes of green, dwarfed by colossal domes, towers, and rock faces of gray, which in turn were swallowed up by an endless blue sky dotted with puffy white clouds. A hanging valley, carved out by an ice sheet that had long since receded back to its origins at higher elevations. This was a place only visited by the hardy, the free spirits, the adventurous, a place that could truly be called wild. It could be a harsh place where all life struggled to survive, the steepness of the terrain, the dryness of the air, and the harshness of its winters made it an especially difficult environment. No wonder humans were outsiders to this wondrous world. Although the landscape and terrain of this place seemed to be much the same throughout, to the untrained eye, each change in elevation, each step away from the water, each slight angle change from the sun meant new types of life. All kinds of life were present, and life was abundant, filling every niche, from the spiraling branches of the evergreen to the cracks and crevices in the high rocky slopes, to the gravel at the bottom of the quick-flowing streams in the valley. There were enough plants to make a botanist's heart jump, insects galore, spiders every few feet, barrels of amphibians, and buckets of reptiles, mounds of mammals, and birds. The blue of the mountain bluebird outdid the skies. The harsh squawking calls of the stellar jays pierced the air, and the elegance of the soaring eagle dominated everything. It was 300 or more feet above the landscape where the ruler of this land dwelled. The animal patrolled the skies where no living thing was its match. It was at the top of the world and the top of the food pyramid. The updraft pushed its wings higher and higher. Its high-pitched call echoed in the valleys below. This majestic bird of prey was the epitome of freedom, gliding effortlessly in the skies, unburdened by the problems of the worlds below. Golden Eagle was its name. Freedom came at a price for eagles, as it did for other birds of prey, or raptors as they're more aptly named. For most eagles do not live past their second year. Learning to fly and hunt, competing for food and other predators, and sickness took its toll. But for those that made it, well, the world was theirs. Below on the ground was an animal, a cottontail rabbit. It was invisible to all but the sharpest eyes. The eagle could make out a stirring in the grasses. Its vision was built to make out motion from great heights. It circled once more and went into a dive. Eyes zoomed in on its target far below. She was an experienced hunter and would not miss this time. As she fell toward the earth, it seemed her life would end with a crash into the unforgiving ground. But even with the speed of her fall, she could reverse the beat of her wings, slamming on the brakes so she could grab the unsuspecting rabbit in her extended talons. A horrifying cry resounded through the valley, the dying scream of the prey. The hunter carried off its meal to dine in peace on a rocky ledge overlooking the awesome granite cathedral. And that ends the story of the Hanging Valley and the Golden Eagle. I will try to keep doing this just to keep people connected with the natural world in some way, and myself connected to people who love nature. I hope you'll share it with kids and families, and as many people as possible if you enjoyed it. And if you find it in your heart, Sweetbriar Nature Center, of course, is going through this tough time with the virus, as is everyone else, and being a not-for-profit, our main source of income comes from our programs, and we have very few right now, and they're all virtual. So if you would like to learn more about Sweetbriar Nature Center and perhaps leave a donation, at the bottom of our homepage there's a button to donate. But the website is sweetbriarnc.org. Sweet as in sugar, Briar, BRIAR, NC for Nature Center.org. I hope you listen again. Everyone be safe and healthy, and somehow continue to connect with the natural world.